This is a solid Android option and it's remarkably affordable. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the ZTE Blade X1 5G smartphone. It's pretty sweet, actually. So, I'll give you some specs. It's Snapdragon 765G CPU with an Adreno 620 GPU, 6 GB of RAM, 128 GB of memory, up to 2 terabytes of micro SD storage, and Android 10. Now, the display is a 6.5-inch display. Let me bring up a photo for you to see. I'll turn it sideways, zoom in a little bit, and you can see here, and I'll give you many more examples, including this very photo. So, 6.5-inch display at 2340 by 1080 at 60 Hertz, and it's a 19:9 FHD plus display at 396 dots per inch. So you might think, 1080 on the vertical, that's not a lot, that's just 1080p. But in fact, this is a really bright, vibrant, and crystal clear display. It's really nice. It's a good resolution for this size. Now, as with so many modern phones, it's the cameras where it's all at. So the front of the camera, let me bring up something that you can see. Here's a screenshot. There is a little tiny hole on the top left, and that is what they call a hole punch. And that actually gives you your selfie camera, and that is a 16 megapixel camera. Now, on the back is a quad camera setup. They have 4 different cameras on the back. They have a 48 megapixel f1.8, an 8 megapixel f2.2, 120 degree ultra wide, and 2 megapixel f2.4 macro and depth. So, like I said, I'm going to give you, in fact, you know what, I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to give you examples. Let's just switch over. So I'm going to show you some photos, then some video. So let's jump in. This first is a wide angle shot, and you can see it's really clean. It did a really nice job capturing this image. Here's the same shot in regular 1x zoom. Here it is zoomed in. And I had the phone on a tripod, so I experimented with doing a bokeh. So that's what I got here. And I think it did a remarkably good job. I had it on a 10-second timer, and I'm pretty impressed with what it did here. Finally, here's a selfie. And the selfie is really a very detailed selfie. I feel like I'm actually, for the first time, I'm looking at a picture thinking, I wish they had a little bit of a softener on that one. But be that as it may, it captured a very accurate image. Now let's switch to video. So first off, here's a video sample, and you'll see that I zoom in part way, and the zoom's pretty rough. It's not a smooth process. Then here's just a short sample with me zoomed in as much as possible. It's not really great, but that's sort of the nature of it. And a slow-mo video. And then finally, time-lapse. And the time-lapse video is super fast, so sorry about that. So as you can see, it does a really impressive job with all of the photos and all of the video. This is a really nice camera on it. I'm really impressed with that. It's also fast, it's capable, it runs Android 10 stock, so they're not doing any sort of weird layers on top of that. You know, then that's a really nice thing. And so one of the other things they have is not only do they have a 3.5 millimeter audio jack on the bottom, in fact, here's a close-up of the entire bottom, but not only do they have that 3.5 millimeter audio jack, they actually have DTS-10 audio. So you put on headphones and it actually gives you DTS-10 with 3D. So I didn't find that to be so astonishing, but the DTS sound, it definitely has a nice audio sound if you're listening to something like Tidal or Spotify or Pandora or whatever your music source is. Now, while we're doing tours, really there's nothing to show you. On the right, it has the typical volume up down button and power button. On the top, there's just the SIM slot, and then on the left-hand side, there's nothing. So, in fact, there's no other sides for me to show you. You've already seen the back. I should note the back also has a fingerprint scanner smack dab in the middle. That's pretty nice. And it is running Bluetooth 5.0, and in terms of the battery, they do a nice job. The battery gives you a lot of battery life and just day after day after day on standby. It's a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, and it supports Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0, which means you can use it with up to an 18-watt charger and actually charge it up pretty darn fast, which is nice. In terms of the dimensions, it is 6.5 inches by 3 inches by 1/3 of an inch, and it's 6.7 ounces. So I'm not sure what else I can tell you. I did an unboxing. I can show you again real quick. All that you get in the box essentially is a quick start guide, and you get a charging cable, and it's USB-C, so props to them for doing that. I am so not a fan, so over micro USB, and I'm getting kind of over Lightning too. So USB-C to USB 3, and then the other little thing in the box is the actual wall charger, and that's all it comes with. So it's pretty basic. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to find a case for it if you want to put a case on it, but when we talk about the price, you're going to be like, oh, this might be a really great second phone even. So before we get to the price, if I can ask to have you subscribe to my channel, really appreciate when you do that. It's just a click or a tap on that red subscribe button. Great. Now, let's go through this one more time. This is the ZTE Blade X1 5G smartphone, and it starts at $384 at visible.com. $384. Now, when you're looking at other phones and they're $799, $999, $1099, I mean $1,000 for a smartphone, this is a really nice alternative at under $400 with a great camera setup and a whole lot of power underneath the hood. So definitely one to check out if you are someone who is okay not having the fancy latest brand and such. This is definitely, I think this is the ZTE flagship phone now. So definitely one to check out. That's all I got. I'll catch you in my next video.